Peace. I have always been who I am, and um, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I can't get around interpersonal relationships, male or female, and it kind of goes back to, like I had mentioned in a recent video. I have this wall, this area where I have a lot of notes and cards and little uh, like little baubles or trinkets or greeting cards, whatever, from people that predominantly female, but there's a few that are up there that are from other guys, and times where I was able to connect with somebody on an emotional level, and maybe offer them something, and offer myself on some level to them, um, emotionally, primarily emotionally, where they maybe were going through a hard time, and I could validate their experience, not give sick support or enable them or be codependent, but simply be in the right place at the right time, and offer some measure of support, and in reciprocity, a card or a letter or a bauble or a trinket was offered in gratitude back to me. And um, it's interesting because there's certain aspects of when I grew up that it was very dense, but there was also that polarity of my inner being that was who I've always been, and who I'm learning more about, and growing into a more comfortable stance in my integrity, embracing that part of myself, um, the best parts of myself, the parts that were kind of squashed down as a kid via education and television and parents and the external world, who I really was as opposed to who I was expected to be. And I think that wall of cards and letters is a much more accurate um, definition of who I am, how my self perception. And the thing that saddens me is, you know, in those exchanges, sometimes. I think afterward, I think people's um, perceptions of what my motivation was to help them, or to be present for them, or to offer them support. I feel like there was an immediate projection of, well, why is he doing this? And then in retrospect, they realized that my motives, you know, but some people, I think, afterward got hurt. They were like, well, what, they perceived it as a romantic, um, and I'm flattered, but that's not why I did it. I did it because it was in alignment with my intuition. Um, you know, it was. And I continue to live my life that way without regret, simply calling out like those experiences where my actions or my intuition or my support was misinterpreted for romantic interest, by women. Or I'm thinking of two particular situations with males where I did something to support someone or to offer them offer them my ear or whatever, and the instant presumption from females, or in certain cases from females, was that I was being that I was flirting, or I was showing romantic interest, or in those two particular cases with these two particular guys that I'm thinking of, there was a presumption that I was gay and I was making a pass at them. That is their perception based on their life experience and their whatever. And, you know, while, I'm a, well, I'm a guy, man, and I like women, and I don't know how to be something other than I'm not, or other than I am, and live by my intuition and using discernment, using my discretion. But I do know that when I ignore my intuition, there's usually a negative consequence. So I've learned to, no matter how uncomfortable it is, when that intuition kicks in, I listen. And it saddens me, though. It saddens me when um, my efforts are misinterpreted as something sexual. I'm a smart ass. I mean, I'm being pretty stoic right now, but I'm a smart ass, and I enjoy flirting, and I enjoy banter and screwing around, teasing, you know, uh, being a smart ass. I grew up with four older sisters and an older brother. I was the youngest, and I took a lot of razzing, and it was like a way of, I look back, and you had to have a pretty thick skin, and I fuck around with people. Out of good humor. I don't particularly, I'm not looking to tease anyone. I'm looking to have fun and have a bit of banter and maybe flirtation, but harmless, friendly flirtation. I'm not necessarily, every time I flirt with somebody, or I make eye contact with somebody in the grocery store, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm thinking of them in a romantic or sexual way. I just want to have fun. And perhaps that's something I really need to look at, because clearly, through the course of my life, um, it's been misinterpreted, where I've offered my support, or my ear, or my time to someone, and it's been misinterpreted as something romantic or sexual. Again, male and female, and it's like, no, I'm just being me, man. I'm just being me. And I don't know. I don't know how to proceed with this, because you know having someone, those are, those are pretty difficult moments at times, where someone um, expresses their deep disappointment, or um, another, they like discuss, oh, don't be that guy, you're that guy. I'm like, what guy? What guy am I being? um, what is it that I'm triggering? What is it that I'm triggering in someone else that makes them act so defensively when I'm goofing around, or I'm offering them my time and my attention? Has that person been hurt so badly, or they, in particular a female, has she been hurt so badly that any act of kindness is interpreted as a sexual flirtation, or being sexually aggressive? Or like with a guy, you know, there's absolutely no reason a guy would be nice to me unless he was gay. And neither one of those are true. It's coming from their perceptions, and I understand that. it doesn't make it any easier when those situations happen. You know, do I stop being who I am? Or do I grow a thicker skin and become cold again? You know, and I don't, that wasn't pleasant. You know, that wasn't pleasant. You know, there was a period in my life where certain individuals referred to me, you know, over the course of my life in more than one situation. You're a cold-hearted bastard, Scott. And I was. I was. There's no denying it. I was completely emotionally shut down. And I had no, I purposefully shut off my empathy. I purposefully shut off my compassion. I had no fucks to give for anybody. And that's a very selfish, self-centered place to live, and that was not satisfying. So I went back to what I knew and who I am, and what I know I am. That same energy, that same spirit of my living from my own integrity, as I did when I was a child, and from my intuition, and you know, it's I. Long story short, it's just really sad. It's really sad to me, um, that, you know, maybe other people are just not my fucking business. You know, I don't feel that in my heart. I really don't. Um, you know, we're all part of. I believe that we're all part of a collective energy, and when one of us is hurting, we're all hurting, and when one of us heals, we all heal. And if there's something that I can offer to someone else, if there's a way I can support someone else from a point of integrity, um, where the gesture is solid, you know, it's not egoic, it's not for selfish reasons or hidden agendas. You know, when I can do that, you know, if I refuse to do that, it's like I'm going against my own integrity and against my own intuition, and that really doesn't feel right. But that being said, uh, there's a fellow YouTuber by the name of Roots, and she makes like sometimes like she heard the titles of her share, chatting shit. I love that. Like I don't know what's gonna come out, but I do enjoy a sense of humor. I enjoy laughing. I would much rather be laughing. Um, Tears are okay too, but like this, like sadness, like being sorrowful. Yuck, you know. I don't know how to proceed with this, you know, and maybe just be quiet, take some time off, and you know, allow myself to sit with these feelings and these experiences, and hopefully come to a greater awareness of my position in this, and how can I grow. um, how can I grow from this? I don't know. I don't know. Very interesting. Outside of this share, we had a hell of a storm yesterday. I lost power. A lot of people lost power. I'm sitting on a side street on a break from work, and there are trees down everywhere. It was bad. No snow, but it was wind, and I mean wind. It was like crazy. I mean, these big, massive trees just all get knocked down. Thankfully, we got power back in about, you know, there's an area that still hasn't gotten any power back, but fortunately, I got my power back in like 6, 7 hours. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Um, I'm always open and welcome. I'm open to and I welcome exchange. And if, you know, happy, sad, glad, or mad, if there's, you know, I welcome, it's funny because with some of the closer friends in my life, I've made reference to, and they can call me out on my bullshit. Um, I welcome that. It might not be comfortable, but it's a lot less uncomfortable than what I'm sitting with right now. So if you sniff something and that smells like bullshit to you, please help me identify it. I would appreciate that. Anyway, peace that surpasses all understanding. I'm going to smoke a cigarette before I head back to work, have a couple of sips of my coffee, and carry on with my day with a full and open heart and a peace that surpasses all understanding. I'm out. Later.